I will now show how you can create a C++ script in DewesoftX. This is how I do it, and I always recommend starting with the official DewesoftX C++ script manual. For this example, I will create a simple program with a few important details I would like to demonstrate. For simplicity, I use only one input channel from my IOLite X data acquisition unit. I name the input ACC1, and an accelerometer is connected to this channel. I have created a few mathematical functions, including an FFT, shown as both a 2D and a 3D graph. I also use 4 basic statistics channels that provide values such as the RMS value of ACC1 with a block size of 0.4 seconds. The main purpose of this program is to do the same thing as one of the basic statistics functions. Calculate the RMS value of ACC1 with a block size of 0.4 seconds. The first thing we do is add a new C++ script module in DewesoftX. In general, I work from left to right through the menu tabs, with one exception. The first tab we will use is the Project tab. In the Project tab, we can add information about the project. This is not necessary, but it is good practice. Here, we give the project a name, describe what the program does, choose a version number, and enter the developer information. Now we go to the Configure tab and start by defining how data is transferred from DewesoftX to our program code. It is possible to use sample-based processing, but a much more efficient approach is to let DewesoftX build a buffer containing, in our case, 8,000 samples before calling our code. This reduces the number of times our program code is executed by a factor of 8,000. We set calculation call to block-based, and the block size to 8,000 samples. In the Configure tab, we now select Input Channels. Here we define the input to our program code. We give the input signal a C++ variable name, which is the name used in our program code. We also give it a publish name, which is the name we will see later in DewesoftX. For this input, we select scalar, real, and synchronous time base. We also enable interpolate channel values. This means that if DewesoftX needs to resample the signal, it will use linear interpolation instead of only taking the closest previous value. We now go to Output Channels and create one output channel. This output channel will contain the calculated RMS value. We give the channel a C++ variable name and a published name. We select scalar and real because the RMS result is a single numeric value. Here we must choose asynchronous time base because the RMS output is updated block by block and not sample by sample. Finally, we set the expected async rate to 2.5 values per second. We now go to the Publish Setup tab and activate our RMS channel in DewesoftX. Notice how DewesoftX automatically creates the channel in the background when the channel is enabled. We are now finished with the setup for this example. The only thing remaining is the actual program code. We now go to the Code Editor tab to write our program code. When the editor opens, DewesoftX already provides a predefined code structure. We should keep this structure and add our own code in the correct places. Our main program code will run inside the calculate function, which is called by DewesoftX. But before we write the calculation itself, we first define 2 variables needed for the RMS calculation. The first variable, sum squares, is used to accumulate the squared sample values. The second variable, RMS value, stores the latest calculated RMS value. We will now go to the calculate function, located near the end of the code, and insert our program code. We can now see the green text in the lower left corner saying compiling success. This means the code was compiled successfully, and in this example, our program is now finished. Let's now go to Measure and our dashboard. We can now see our new channel on the right, named ACC 1/ACC _RMS _script, exactly as we defined it earlier in the output setup. If we now assign our new channel to the yellow digital widget, we can immediately see the calculated RMS value. Notice that our new channel continuously shows exactly the same value as the white widget above, which displays the RMS value calculated by basic statistics. This is a very good indication that our code is working correctly. Our program is now finished, and before we continue, let's look at how the data reaches our code. First, our data acquisition unit measures the input signal. DewesoftX then collects the samples into a block containing 8,000 samples. When the block is complete, DewesoftX calls the calculate function, and our code runs. DewesoftX also provides a structure called callinfo, containing information about the 8,000 sample block currently sent to our code. Let's now take a final look at how the RMS calculation works inside the calculate function. First, we reset the accumulator used for the RMS calculation. DewesoftX then provides all 8,000 samples to our code as one block. Our code reads the samples one by one, squares each sample, and adds the result to the accumulator. When all samples have been processed, the RMS value is calculated and sent to the output channel together with a timestamp. This RMS value is then available everywhere in DewesoftX, exactly like any other measurement channel. Thank you to everyone who took the time to watch this video and follow this example. If you found the video useful, feel free to like, comment and share it with others interested in DewesoftX and C++ scripting. I wish you the very best with your own C++ script projects. And finally, thank you to the Dewesoft team for creating such an amazing software platform.